Hi you guys, welcome back to Frankie and Kallie, where we take you along on our adventures, share with you our goals, and film weekly vlogs. Today we have a fun video for you because like you saw last week, we just got back from our Texas trip and we wanted to break it down for you guys and do a fun comparison. Frankie, do you want to talk into it more?
Yeah, so we rented a car, we traveled all around Fort Worth, we traveled all around Dallas. So kind of a hint of what the video is going to be is, or why you even clicked it.
Yeah.
Is the difference between Dallas and Fort Worth, how we kind of first experienced it. We went to bars in Dallas, we went to bars to Fort Worth, kind of a little nightlife there. We walked around everything.
Walked around downtown, did shopping, and this is our first time to both Dallas and Fort Worth together. And this is just our opinions and our thoughts comparing the two. So you can have your own thoughts and own opinions too, but this was from just our trip.
And this is just one experience. We might get some things wrong, but it's just our opinion.
Should we get into it?
Yeah, let's get right to it.
Let's go. Should we start with Dallas?
Let's start with Dallas.
Okay, quick overview. We spent the majority of the first day in Dallas and we walked around downtown. Loved it, super cute. There was a whole bunch of sculptures, there was the art museum and some like historical society homes.
It's very artsy.
Very artsy.
That was really cool.
Yeah, but overall thoughts, it was a beautiful downtown. It's walkable, but I would say there's not a lot of destinations to go to unless you are going to work or a restaurant. Like I said, there was an art like exhibit and the museums, but if you're just like a general walker on the street level, I would say that maybe Fort Worth had a better downtown life.
I think Fort Worth definitely had a better downtown life. If you like walking around, like kind of like you said, that was my favorite thing to do.
We'll get into Fort Worth later. What else should we say about downtown Dallas?
Dallas is very business. There's AT&T headquarters right there. It's one of the tallest buildings there. It's just
lots of banks.
You can't miss it.
All four of the big four accounting firms. I work in accounting, so I noticed that. I did notice there were a few different parks, but there wasn't a one main central hub where like people hung out at. There wasn't like a main fountain or anything that we saw, but it was so beautiful. There were dog parks, there was like a kids playground, there was a Saks Fifth Avenue, and like Frankie said, there was like an AT&T campus and they had a really beautiful like outdoor area and so many restaurants. Oh my goodness, like the whole ground floor of almost every building was just restaurants, like restaurants. And all of the buildings were beautiful and tall, of course, lots of apartments. Dallas definitely had a lot of growth. There was apartments being built all around.
Yeah, just pure construction everywhere. It was kind of fun to see everyone moving in because we're moving in as well. So we obviously had an awesome experience. Dallas and Fort Worth were both so cool, so fun, but we'll let you know at the end which one we like better.
Yeah, which one we like better. So moving outside of downtown Dallas and into the surrounding suburbs / neighborhoods, oh my word, I think this was my favorite part of our trip. Just exploring the neighborhood in like just outside of downtown Dallas. If you aren't familiar, there is Highland Park, I believe it's called.
Oh, and that was so fun.
Talk about a fancy neighborhood. We just walked around the neighborhood, you guys, and there were houses that literally took up a whole street block, like a whole block. It was mind-boggling.
Yeah, we saw some houses that, just for fun, we went on Zillow.
Yeah.
We were at like
17 million.
50 million,
Yeah.
30 million, 15 million, like
I'm talking they were as big as my high school. That's how big they were.
Yeah.
It was so fun though. They had a beautiful park, and then just like down a few blocks, there was a really cute shopping district with like Restoration Hardware, Lululemon, The Real Real, and so many other fun shops and restaurants.
And then they have all that Prada, Gucci, etc.
Oh, yeah.
They have a little shopping district there as well. So if you're in Dallas and you just want to see the most expensive zip code in Dallas, it's Highland Park. Just look up Highland Park on Apple Maps, Google Maps. Just walk around that area and you'll see just some of the biggest houses you've ever seen.
And then pretty close to it was also University Park or University Square, I forget the name off the top of my head. And that was a super fun area too. That was right next to their college that's in town. And again, lots of different shops and restaurants, a lot of apartments as well, and kind of just a fun, inviting area because it's right next to that college. And I don't know, I really liked that area too. They had a beautiful park. That's where we did a lot of walking.
Yep.
I would say though, we were almost going to tour 2 apartments in kind of ish downtown Dallas, but as soon as we rolled up, we knew they weren't for us because they were in an area that was kind of just like not developed yet in Dallas, and they were just in a little bit of a sketchy area, so we didn't tour those apartments, but we have better news on those coming up.
Just go visit your apartment or go tour your apartment first. because location is obviously everything. Even if you have an awesome apartment.
And they don't show you everything online, like, because obviously they're not going to show you that a prison is right across the street. They're not going to show you that, and that was the case for these apartments. But if you have that luxury, go and tour your apartment first in person before signing a lease or making any sort of commitment. That was a huge thing that we learned, because I've never lived in an apartment before, you guys. I've lived at home and then I bought my house. This is a whole new experience for me. But let's get back on track. What else do we think about Dallas?
Dallas, yeah, like I said, very businessy. There is fun parts. There's Highland Park, all those shops. There's another, it's like West Village.
Oh, West Village. Oh, you guys, West Village
so much
was so fun.
It's probably called something else, but it's for sure, there's for sure a West in the Village in it. And everyone knows about it, but it's very fun, very busy.
Yeah, I would, if we chose to live in Dallas, I think I would pick that area just because, like, there were so many shops and really cute townhomes, and it just seemed like a fun, young area, and it had those things that we were looking for, like nice restaurants, shopping. I think a few parks were close by too, and it just seemed like a really inviting space.
Yeah. So, just so you guys know too, Dallas and Fort Worth, those were our top 2 choices. They're both awesome cities. We did a lot of research on them. So, they're both great cities. This is just our opinion of which one's better.
I would say my overall recap of Dallas was, I really liked it. It was mainly business focused, in my opinion. It did have like a fun nightlife, but it didn't have like that centralized square town, like camaraderie place. And I would say that the pockets, like those different neighborhoods, that was my favorite part. And I think that it is a walkable city, but if you are like just a young couple looking for stuff to do like at a moment's notice, it maybe wasn't the place, because we didn't want to really go into a museum. We can't just sit around and eat all day, and we don't have children. We're not going to go and sit at a park. So that's my opinion. Should we move into Fort Worth?
Yes, let's move into Fort Worth. All right, so now let's move on to Fort Worth, Texas.
Fort Worth.
So Fort Worth is definitely less business, more family, community. It's more walkable city, like we said before. A lot of parks. There's so many parks, so many places to walk. I love
there's
this.
a river. I don't remember what the river was called. Sorry, guys. But there was like what do you call it?
I want to say it's the Colorado River.
I don't think so.
No, probably not.
Probably not. But there's a trail right along the river, and there was people walking, running, families on like pushing strollers. There was yoga classes going on. It just seems like the most welcoming, inviting, and fun place to be. Like if you were a person wanting to be active that day, that's where you were. And I think I just wanted to move there for that reason.
Yeah.
It was so fun. And then the downtown was so beautiful. Like it has beautiful hanging twinkle lights everywhere. It had that centralized area where people like could commune and gather. And I felt like it was more walkable at night because it was busy, but not like I'm fearing for my life crossing the street busy. And it also had growth too. Like they were building apartments all around as well. And there was a lot of big businesses there in addition to where they were in Dallas. So I don't know.
Our favorite place in Fort Worth was by far the cultural district. Is any Fort Worth native knows exactly what I'm talking about. It's where everything is, all the fun shops.
And that's like a little neighborhood, I would say, in the Fort Worth area. Yeah, it was so cute, so fun, and I could see us moving there too.
For sure.
So there was also this really cute neighborhood called Clear Fork, I believe, and that had a trailhead where you could go hiking. Well, maybe not hiking because it didn't look like there was mountains, but like walking or biking. And there was another like mom and baby yoga class, and it was just so cute. And then there was another cute like shopping district and some 2 nice high-end apartments that we toured and loved, of course. Of course.
So Fort Worth was by far our favorite.
So just to kind of recap, Fort Worth, it seemed more family friendly. It seemed more inviting, and I don't know, I just kind of felt more at home there in a sense. So needless to say, Fort Worth was our favorite. We're so glad we went and toured it because we had originally just had Dallas on our mind, but we stayed with my aunt and uncle in Fort Worth. And had we not stayed with them, we never would have went.
Yeah.
Don't you think? Like we never would have went.
And now Fort Worth is like our #1 choice. We cannot wait to move there.
Yeah, so you guys, we are so thankful for this trip, and if you have any questions or comments on Dallas or Fort Worth, we can give you our opinions. Like we said, this was all opinion based, no facts other than what we know, and we're so excited to move and be on this journey. Our goal is to move by the end of this year, hopefully, so be on the lookout for that. And just
If you guys have any other questions, just drop a comment down below, leave a like, subscribe. We did a lot of research on Texas because we are moving there, and I needed all the info I needed on Texas before we moved because we're moving alone. We have no family, no friends that are in Texas.
That was our comparison of Dallas and Fort Worth. We hope you guys learned something new, maybe feel inspired. If there's any other city comparison videos we should do, let us know. I mean, we're down to travel, right?
Oh, of course.
I should mention too that before we end this video, Dallas and Fort Worth are about an hour apart. So it goes Fort Worth, then Arlington, and then Dallas. So if you were wondering, they're not like super close to each other like Minneapolis and St. Paul, just an FYI.
Yeah.
Alright you guys, thank you for watching this video. We are so grateful that you're here supporting us and supporting our journey and just for showing up for yourself and watching a fun video. We are so appreciative and grateful, and we hope you guys have an amazing day. We love you and goodbye.
Yeah. See you guys.